Okay, fine. So let us begin this session, guys. So we'll see some basic things today, something about computer networks and all those things. So before we start, actually we need to understand two terminologies here. Okay, so one terminology is called computer network and the other terminology here is computer networking. Normally, whenever we read any book, any document somewhere, or when you read something over the internet about the computer networks, we see these two terminologies very often. One is a computer network and another one is computer networking. So what is the difference here? Let us say in more details today. So when you talk about a computer network, actually, computer network is connection of devices. A network is a connection of devices. Okay, like what devices we use in our company, or what devices we use in our computer network. We use devices like computers, server, we use router, switch, okay, firewall, CCTV cameras. Actually nowadays more famous or more useful actually. Okay, then we have something called printers, etc. So these are the devices we use in a computer network. So I'll just show you a network first. So in all the classes, I use this example, this computer network as my example, because it is very neatly designed and most of the devices we see clearly here. Okay. So what we can see here, see, we have a computer network and this computer network contains many devices, like whatever devices we mentioned there, all the devices we can see here. Okay. One of the device is a server here. Okay. There is a device called switch. There is a router here. Okay. There is some firewall here. There is a laptop and there is a printer here. There is internet connection coming in our network. There is a scanner here. So like this, we have all the devices. So whenever you see a computer network or wherever you see a computer network in any company, whether maybe company is a small size company or a medium company or a very big company, a computer network will be designed something like this. And a computer network has these devices actually. Okay, we know our computers and laptops very well because these are the devices we use regularly in our home or office or college or somewhere. Okay, but there are certain devices here that are a bit new to us, like there is a device called switch, there is a device called router, there is something called a server here, and there is something called firewall. These are very new devices for most of the people, right? But other devices like computer, desktop, or a laptop, or maybe a scanner, or maybe a printer, these devices we know very well. Okay, so fine. So what you see here is a computer network. What you see on your screen is a computer network. So what is a computer network? A network is a connection of devices like computers, servers, routers, switches, firewalls, CCTV cameras, printers, etc. So this is your computer network. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of computer network? Why we are connecting all these devices together? See, the main purpose of a computer network here is sharing. What is the main purpose, guys? The main purpose of a computer network is sharing here. So what exactly we can share here? We can share our data. So when I say data, I'm talking about all the files actually, like text file, audio files, video files, pictures, movies, whatever it contains, that is your data. So we can share our data as well as we can share hardware. Like, in this example, there is only one printer we can see here. So one printer is more than enough actually. I repeat, one printer is more than enough for all these computers. Like suppose imagine there are 100 computers in this setup. So these 100 people can take printout by using one printer. Okay. One more advantage here is remote access, etc. These are some of the advantages of a computer network. So what we do by using a computer network, why we connect the devices together here? For sharing our data, sharing our hardware, remote access, etc. Now the time is actually 9 p.m. Some hundreds and thousands of people within from Hyderabad city actually, they will connect to the remote servers. Remote access means, servers are there somewhere in USA, servers are there somewhere in Australia, UK, or some other countries actually. So like if it is there in USA, that is America, like now it is the early morning there, so here it is evening, right? Here it is night. That's the difference between USA and India. So what American companies will do, they will hire some Indian people so that they can work for their companies, maybe some programmers or maybe some accounts people or maybe the networking people. Okay, so they will hire these people so that these people can work for their companies. Company is there somewhere in America and the person is sitting somewhere in India. So from here he can access the server or access the router or switch or whatever device, that is called remote access, and he can work for those people. So when that is possible, when a user from Hyderabad or when a user from India can connect to a server that is there in America, when there is a computer network. Got it? Without computer network, we cannot connect to a remote device. Without computer network, we cannot connect to this google.com. Without a computer network, we cannot connect to the facebook.com. Without a computer network, we cannot send and receive emails. Without a network, we cannot access YouTube. Without a network, we cannot attend this particular class actually. So see how many advantages we have of a computer network. Okay, so I'll just repeat again, listen carefully please. A computer network is connection of devices, that's it. Okay, and the devices that we use in a computer network are these devices. And what is the main purpose of a computer network? The main purpose of a computer network here is sharing. And what we can share, normally we know that we can share data. It's a very common thing, most of us know. But besides sharing data, we can share the hardware and we can access the remote devices also. These are some other advantages of computer network. Okay, fine. Let us go back to this example. So in this example, let us take some users here. For example, there is a user sitting here and this username is Dhoni. Okay, there is a user sitting here and this username is suppose Bunny. This username is like suppose Katrina. Suppose there is a user here on this computer and this username is suppose let's say Wasim. So these are the people here, guys. Dhoni is sitting on one computer, Katrina, Wasim, Bunny. Like these are the people who are working in our company. Maybe Dhoni is a marketing person, Katrina is maybe a finance person, Wasim may be accounts person, Bunny may be a programmer. So like this, all these people are sitting in the company and they are working. You know how companies will look from inside, how companies will be there. I hope you have seen some of the companies somewhere. But see, if you go to company, it will be something like this, right? All these people are sitting here. Imagine this is Dhoni and this is Katrina. Like all these people are sitting and working there. But all these people actually, these people are connected to server. These people are connected to a server which is there in company. Okay, so there are many servers in a company. There is something called email server, web server, database server, file server, DNS server, DHCP server, Active Directory server. So there are many servers. We will see servers and all those things maybe like tomorrow or after tomorrow. But as of now, all these people are connected to servers. Okay, now same scenario here. Dhoni, Katrina, Wasim, Bunny, all these people are connected to server. Okay, so whatever permissions are there on server, these people are getting all the permissions. For example, imagine in our server there is a folder here and that folder name is suppose data folder, data1, and this data1 folder contains some files here like suppose java.doc, it's a document, and suppose python.doc, then suppose cloud computing.doc. So these are the documents, guys. These are the documents available in our server. So Java data1 is the folder and java.doc, python.doc, and cloud computing.doc. These are the three files available. Now let us see a very simple scenario. In this computer network, we can say clearly server is connected to switch. Okay. This computer is connected to switch here. Or the server is connected to switch, and from this switch all the other devices are connected here. Yeah. Now the scenario here is in our server there is a folder with the name data1, and there are some files available in that particular folder, Java, Python, and cloud. So my simple question to you guys is, there is Dhoni user, Katrina, Wasim, and Bunny user, right? So can you tell me please, these users, can they connect to server and can they access data from server? Katrina user, can she connect to server and can she access data from server? There is a computer network there, right? We can see all the devices are connected with each other. Okay, Dhoni computer is connected to server, Katrina computer is connected to server, Wasim and Bunny, all these people computers are connected to server. Okay, so I got an answer here, like she can access the data. Like suppose Katrina user, she can access the data folder because Katrina is connected to the switch, and from this switch she is connected to the server. Okay, now in this scenario guys, if there is a computer network and in server if there is some data and we have all the users here, you know, these users, they cannot access data from server. I repeat again, no user can access any data from server. But why they cannot access? What is the use of server then? Okay, now listen carefully. The users can access data from server when there is a permission. The users can access data from server if there is a permission for those users. There is something called firewall there. There is something called security there. Okay, so if there is no security, if there is no permissions allowed there, if there is no permissions given there, then users cannot connect to the server. Users cannot access data. So by default, if there is a computer network, if the devices are connected with each other, you know, still the user cannot access data from the server. So if the user is accessing data from the server, means there is a permission for this user. So my scenario here is, suppose Dhoni cannot access data and suppose Katrina can access data. What it means? That means there is someone who has given permission for Katrina user on data folder. There is some person in a company who has given permissions to Katrina user. What permissions he has given? He said like, okay, Katrina user can access data folder and Katrina user can access all these files. The permissions has been given for Katrina user. But for Dhoni user, there is no permission. For Wasim user, there is no permission. And suppose for Bunny user, again, there is a permission. For Bunny, there is a permission, and for Katrina, there is a permission here. Okay, now let us make our scenario a bit more interesting here. Now for Katrina user, you know what we have given, what permissions we have given here? For Katrina user, we said permissions as suppose full permissions. It is called full control. And for Bunny, we have given permission as only read permission. Again, there are some types of permissions here, guys. So what are the permissions here? For Katrina, we have said full permission, and for Bunny, we have said read permission. That means Bunny can access data one folder, but he can only read the documents. He can open the document like Java, Python, and cloud, and he can read the document. That's it. But what Katrina can do, she can open the folder, she can read the document, she can edit the document, she can delete the document because she has full permissions there. So all these permissions are coming from server actually. But server, you know, by default, there are no permissions. Server will not work automatically. Whatever configurations we do in a server, guys, according to our configuration, the server will work. So what configuration we have done in our company? The configuration that we have done in our company is Dhoni should not access data, Wasim should not access data, and Katrina should access with full permission, and Bunny should access only read permission. There is a question. There is one more question here, like the permissions are something like read, write, and execute permission in Linux. Exactly. The permissions will be like that. Read permission, write permission, execute permission, full permissions. The same permissions will be available here. But in Linux, we do configuration by using commands. In Windows, we do configuration by using some other way. How to configure or how to do administration will be different. Okay. So this is one simple scenario. So why I'm explaining this scenario here is, Connecting devices physically is not sufficient, guys. I repeat again, connecting devices physically is not sufficient. Okay, after connecting devices with each other physically, we should do something called networking. Network means connection, and coming to networking, what exactly networking means here? Networking means installation, configuration, and administration. Installation, configuration, and administration is your networking. So what is installation here? See, if you take a server, by default, you know what is a server actually? Server is a hardware machine. So there is nothing in a server. So what we have to do? We have to install some server OS there, like maybe Linux OS or maybe like Windows Server 2012 or 16 OS. Okay. So take a physical server machine and do the installation part. So once you do the installation part, we should do some configuration. There are certain configurations we have to do in server. So after doing the configuration, we have to do the administration. So what is administration here? Administration means this. What we said, Katrina is getting full permission, Bunny is getting read and write, only read permission, and Wasim and Dhoni, they are not getting any permission there. So all these configurations we have to do in a server, guys. So once we do this configuration, then only the computer network will work properly. So taking a server in a company does not mean the network will work or the server will manage the network. Server will not do anything on its own, or a router or a switch will not do anything on its own. These devices will work according to our configuration, guys. So whatever configuration we do on a server, according to our configuration, the machines will work. Okay, so there are two stages in our learning process. We need to know how to make physical connection, and we should know how to do installation, configuration, and administration. This is what you learn in all the networking courses. And coming to network will take only one day or maybe one class actually. There is nothing much in connecting devices. You know, it is very easy for you to make a connection. For example, you know, there is some internet connection coming in your home. So when you see there is a cable coming, and if you know how to connect that cable to the Wi-Fi router, that's it. That is a computer network. If you know how to make that connection, you can make any other connection actually. So computer network is not a big deal. Connecting devices is not a big deal. But what is a big deal here? The networking concept is a big deal. How to install server operating system, how to configure the server, and how to do administration by using server, how to do administration by using router, how to do administration by using switch. This is what we need to learn in our Windows Server administration and network administration. Okay, so I repeat again, the devices will not communicate with each other if you make physical connection. Okay, connection should be there. That is fine, connection should be there. But connecting them does not mean they will communicate or everything will happen automatically. No, we should still access everything. We should still configure everything. Like for example, you know, if there is an internet connection connected to your computer, once you switch on a computer, is it possible like browser will open automatically and Google will come here automatically? And suppose in Google you're typing like suppose Virat Kohli. Suppose you're typing Virat Kohli here. So is it possible like this that automatically everything will come? Of course no, right? So what we have to do, switch on the computer and go to Google, open the browser, then go to Google and search something. Like I searched Virat Kohli here, so like this you can search something there. So servers and routers and switches is something like this, guys. The devices will not work on their own. All these devices we need to configure here. So out of all these devices, we know how to use a laptop or a computer very well. So in these courses, you are learning how to configure a server and how to configure a switch and how to configure a router. That is a major difference between a computer network and computer networking. Network is just connection. Networking is the configuration, installation, and administration. Or if you come in sequence, installation, configuration, and administration. So in a company, there can be like 20 servers available. There can be like 200 servers available, or there can be like 1200 servers available. Don't feel like there is only one server in a company. That is not possible actually. I can say with 100% guarantee, there is no company on the face of the earth where there is only one server available. One server is not at all sufficient. We need many servers. On average, in a small company, there will be 10 to 15 or around 20 servers available. But if you go to medium level company, there are some hundreds of servers. Big companies, there are some hundreds of servers actually. So why we need this many servers and what is the purpose of servers and all those things we will see. We have seen only one purpose as of now. What purpose we have seen? There was a data folder here and we have given permission on this data folder. That is one simple option we have seen from server, but there are many more things we can do by using a server. Okay, so this is what a computer network and computer networking means. So when you go with MCSE course, actually in MCSE course, you're learning about this server configuration. What is server, types of server, installation of server, configuration and administration. That is what you're learning in MCSE. And when you go with CCNA, in CCNA, you're learning about the network administration. Network administration means how to configure a switch and how to configure a router. This is what you're learning in CCNA. So now see, MCSE we are covering servers and CCNA we are covering routers and switch. In MCSE we are covering server as well as computers in actually. Okay, so these are the 4 devices we are covering in MCSE and CCNA. So go to any company, maybe somewhere in Hyderabad, somewhere in Chennai, maybe India, maybe Asia, all over the world, anywhere. Every company has this particular devices. Servers will be there, switches, routers, and computers will be there. So once you finish these 2 courses, then you are eligible to work in any company as an administrator. Okay, so these are the 2 courses we need to learn. Okay, so fine. One is the network, one is the networking. Network is connections. Networking means configuration. So in MCSE, we are learning configuration of servers. In CCNA, we are learning configuration of routers and switches. Okay, guys, so just take your time. We have discussed many things in last 20 minutes, 25 minutes actually. So just take your time, couple of minutes. And if you have any questions, hopefully we can clear our doubts and we can move. Okay, so there are some questions here. Okay, so there is a example here, like someone is saying, Ramandeep is saying actually, like we have to configure our Wi-Fi router for the first time we use. Exactly, you know, this Wi-Fi router, we use this Wi-Fi router in our home. So once you take this Wi-Fi router in your home, will it work automatically, guys? No, right? We still need to configure something here. Take example of your mobile phone. When you take a mobile phone, will it have everything? No, we need to add numbers and photos and messages and all those things. Okay, so no device will work automatically. That is the one of the very basic thing we need to understand here actually. No device will work automatically. Devices must be configured, and according to our scenario, we need to configure our devices. One more question is there from Ramandeep, and the question is this exams are compulsory or not? See, right now there is no exam for MCSE. MCSE exams have expired by Microsoft company. They are not conducting MCSE exam. So we should learn Windows Server Administration. That is more than enough. Exams are not provided by Microsoft. But if you go with CCNA exam, actually, if you write your CCNA exam, if you do CCNA course very well, and if you go with the exam, that will be great for your career. CCNA is one of the most important course we have in networking. And if you're a CCNA certified person, then you know you're putting more weightage in your resume. You should do MCSE course. There is no certification for MCSE now. The last month of MCSE certification was like January 2021. So 3 months before, the MCSE certifications have been stopped because you know they clubbed everything with cloud computing. There is something called cloud computing. So there they are clubbing everything. But CCNA is a very famous certification. So it is better for your career if you go with a CCNA certification. Okay, so college degree is one thing actually. This certifications are some other things. College degree should be there, some graduation should be there, but you know companies will prefer a person who is having certification, maybe like Linux certified, maybe like cloud computing certified, or CCNA certified, or whichever technology you are learning, you should have that particular certification. So at least as a fresher, if you have a CCNA certification, you know the company will prefer you more than any other person. Of course, there will be interview. So you should know how to face interviews and all those things that we will prepare here. I'll just prepare you like what interview questions will come and how to face interviews and all those things that we will see here. No need to worry that thing. But what I'm saying here is CCNA exam is a great thing for your career actually. I'm not saying compulsory here, but still, if you have a CCNA exam, that will be great for you. Okay, guys, so I'll just wait for like 30 more seconds here. If you still have any doubts, any questions here, whatever we have discussed till now, or whatever questions you have regarding MCSE and CCNA, hopefully we can clear everything. This is actually first networking class. Okay, so we will discuss some very basic things today. Before we enter into the administration part, installation, configuration, and administration part, we should have the basic knowledge of computer networks. Okay, so once we clear our basic things, then the administration part will look more easier. So please feel free and take your time to ask your questions, please. Okay, there is one more question like what is the validation of the CCNA course? Actually, the question should be what is the validation for CCNA exam? CCNA exam is valid for 3 years actually. CCNA exam, once you become a CCNA certified person, your certification is valid for like 3 years. I'll just try to show you some certificates here. Okay, there is some certification available here. Can I open in a big? Yeah, fine. Can you see here some Ehsan, Momin, some person who has done certification here, but you can see clearly under CCNA routing and switching, can you see date certified is August 6th, 2016, valid through August 6th, 2019. So from 16 till 19th, his certificate was valid. That is for 3 years, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Okay, so most of the online certifications, they have some expiry date because technologies will change every 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, maybe like every 6 months, and people, administrators should upgrade themselves, or any IT person should upgrade themselves actually, right? Okay, MS Office, we are using MS Office now like 2019 version. Before 19 it was 16, then 13, then 10, then 7, so you should keep on upgrading your skills. So for that reason, there is a validity period for every certification. Okay, guys, so CCNA is valid for 3 years, and again MCSE certifications are not available. MCSE certifications are expired by the Microsoft company. MCSE course is offered by Microsoft, and CCNA course is offered by a company called Cisco. Microsoft company is more famous for designing the operating systems and the softwares. Like if you are using Windows 8 or 7 or 10 in your computer, that operating system is designed by Microsoft. If you are using Windows server in your company, then again it is designed by Microsoft company. Cisco is a company that is more famous for hardware actually, like manufacturing switches and routers and all those things. This company is more famous in that platform. I'll just show you some routers and switches so that you can see how they look. Normally people feel like the router that they have in their home is actually the real router, but no, there is actually just a Wi-Fi router. Okay, so this is one switch actually we can see, and you can see clearly Cisco is written there. So on this particular switch we can connect the devices. So if you take example of this particular switch, we can connect totally 48 devices here. 48 devices can be connected with each other. Okay, I'm saying devices here because a router can be connected to the same switch as a server, a computer, a laptop, a printer. All these devices can be connected to one single switch. Okay, so that is one switch here. And if you go with a router, if you go with a real router actually, that real router will look something like this. Wait, can I show the router? Okay, wait a second please. Okay, this is some router actually. This is a real router. So you can see clearly it is not looking anywhere near to the Wi-Fi router that we have in our home? So this is one router. Actually, this router series is called 2600. There are some categories there, 2600. Some series numbers will be there. The last series is actually 12,000 series from Cisco. So this is a very small router. Okay. So if you have to go with big routers will be something like this. So this is Cisco router and it is like 12,000 series router. Okay. So these are very big routers with many ports and many, we can do a lot of configurations there. So if you think, if you are feeling like, okay, the router is the same router that we have in our home, no guys, our home router is just a Wi-Fi router. We can simply share our internet connection there. But the router that you see right now on your screen, by using this router, we can make communication between different branches. This is a different router and that is a different router, guys. Okay, I'll just show you like Cisco 12,000 series router. See, this is a very big router here. We can see this is bigger than like maybe Almira. This is more than like 6 foot tall actually. Okay, there is one more question here, like what is the difference between Windows System Administration and Windows Server Administration? I can say the terminologies are a bit confusing here. Normally, some people are in some places they call it as Windows System Administration, and in some places they call Windows Server Administration. So if there is any difference, the minor difference here is when they call Windows System Administration, that means they are referring specially to the client machines. Like they are referring to these machines, the computers, like Dhoni computer, Katrina computer, Wasim and Bunny computers. Okay, they are referring to this Windows machine. And when they talk about Windows Server Administration, they are referring to the Windows servers here. Okay, but still, you will not get a job only to work on the computers. You should have knowledge of computers and servers. So like I said, you the terminology wise there is some difference. Okay, but overall they both are completely same. If you work as Windows Server Admin, you should know how to share the data, and if you work as Windows Server Admin, you should know how to share the data. But working wise, the job role wise, Windows System Administrator is like a fresher, and Windows Server Administrator is like more of an experienced person. But still, the course is the same course. What we are learning here, that is the course. Okay, guys. So fine. Finally, some questions. Great. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the difference between a computer network and networking. Network is just a connection, and networking is the installation, configuration, and administration. Once you make connections, devices will not communicate for sure. To make communication, we should do networking. We should make communication. We should establish communication. Okay. Now, how we make connections here? Like, network is a connection of devices, right? So how we make connections? See, there are two ways of making connections actually. There are, yeah, two types of connections there. One is wire connection. Another one is wireless connection. Okay, one is a wire connection and another one is a wireless connection. Now, with your experience, actually, computer network means your internet is also a computer network actually. So with your experience or from your experience, can you tell me please, which network you prefer? Will you go with a wire network, like a cable is connected to your device every time, or will you go with a wireless network? Without cable, we can access the internet and we can access the other device. Which network will you prefer? I'm asking this question because everyone uses internet. Internet is the biggest computer network. Okay, so I got an answer here like wire network. So before we see which one is better here. Okay, okay, fine. I got one more very intelligent answer here, like based on the distance. Fine, fine. Now, before we proceed, I hope Madan, the answer is clear. Like what was the question was, what is the difference between Windows Server Administrator and the Windows System Administrator? So like I said you, there is very thin line between these two terminologies. So overall the concept and the work will be same. Okay. So now, so like you said, based on the distance. Okay, I'll say in simple way, you know, 95% cases or around 95 or more than 95% cases, sorry, around 95% cases in a company, it will be wire network. Around 5% companies or 5% cases, it will be wireless. Normally we feel wireless is good because there is no cable connected to the device, right? That is what we feel. But you know, wireless is not completely secure, and wireless has its own advantages. Like, you know, I got an answer here based on the distance. That was the answer from Ramandeep. So based on the distance is the answer. See, if your distance is very far, then wireless is not suitable. You know, where we can use the wireless networks, we can use the wireless networks in a company where, like, you know, everything is in open place, like it is an open hall. Okay, so there we can go with this wireless. See, this is an open hall here, right? We can see all the devices, but see, most of the devices we use here are desktop. Especially in this company, most of them are desktop, and every desktop computer, the wireless option is not available. First of all, laptops, of course it is available, but on every desktop it is not available. Okay, but the second disadvantage here is wireless is limited. It is limited to the distance. So majority of companies, they will go with a cable network. Okay, I'll just show you some networks here, some network designs. You'll feel how they will be connected with each other. You can see clearly. Mm, okay, fine. Can you see here? These are the cables. Blue color ones are the cables, and these cables are connected to some devices called switches. Just now we have seen one switch, the 48 port switch. So the cables will be connected like this. And if you zoom in here, we can see some labels here. These are the labels. These are the identifications actually, like this cable is connected to which particular device. So like this, we have some connections. But I'll just try to show you some other cables here. Yeah, see here. This is a computer network, guys. And you can see clearly, this is a huge network, some huge data center. And when I zoom in here, you can see clearly these are switches. See, we can see ports here. Some ports are still empty, and some ports, the cables are connected here. So the computer network, which is there with cables, is a better computer network compared to wireless network. Again, if I zoom in here, you can see cables. You can see some ports here. Still, the ports are free. And see, these are your Cisco devices. You can see Cisco is written here. Okay, so the computer networks, it is better if you connect all the devices by using a cable. Wireless is possible, but wireless has its own disadvantages. So it is always better you go with a cable network. Okay, but just imagine a scenario like, suppose you got a job in a very big company, and this is your day one. And on day one, suppose your network administrator calls you and he says like, okay, Mr. There is a cable unplug. You know what is the meaning of unplug cable? Unplug cable means sometimes, you know, the cable is not working properly or cable is loose. So we should go there and we should fix it. That is one of the things we do. But suppose imagine you are working in a company like this. What you see there, guys, is actually a computer network. It is a huge data center there. Okay, all these yellow color wires are actually internet cables, and behind these cables there are devices like routers, switches, and all these devices. So is it easy to manage a network like this now? Of course no, right? It's very difficult, but still, you know, devices will be connected by cable. So if you want to manage a computer network properly, one of the things you should do here is you should organize your devices very well. You should make them, you should make the connections very neat and very clean. So right now, again, this setup is again a computer network here. We can see many cables here. If I zoom in again, you can see another switch here. This is a switch actually. Okay, so see, Again, we can see some ports here. Okay, so this sort of networks is not good. So your network should be something like this. Your computer network should be properly designed and neatly connected. Why I'm saying this? Because normally we increase our issues in our network because of the physical connectivities. If the physical connections are properly designed, then most of the issues we have already solved on day one only. Issues will come in computer networks, many issues will come in computer networks because of the cable connections and all those things. Okay, so how to make connections, what type of cables we have, all these things we will see in CCNA. But as of now, let us see two types of cables. So when you go with wire, there are two types of wires here. One is called UTP cable, UTP, and another one is fiber optic cable. These are the two cables we use in our computer networks. UTP cable, or we go with the fiber optic cable. Okay, so let us see what is UTP, like means how UTP looks and how fiber optic looks. So the UTP cable will be something like this. Whatever scenarios I have showed you, whatever photos I showed you, all these are UTP cables actually. Or normally it is also known as CAT cable. So this UTP cable will be something like this. Okay, this is your real cable. Once you open that UTP cable, inside the cable we will see this wires there. So there are some color codings there. So again, all these color codings we need to see in CCNA. So there are totally 4 pairs of wires there, 4 pairs, and there are totally 8 wires there. Okay, so let me show you the CAT cable here. Yeah, this is that cable, guys. So I guess in your home also the same cable is coming through the ISP for your internet connection. It will be something like this. The white color one is called jack, RJ45 jack, and the blue color one is the cable. The cable color can be anything, the body color can be anything, but internally there are totally 4 pairs available there. So we have this many colors, color combinations there. Again, we can see the same cable here. Yeah, so this is your UTP cable. So if you are using a computer or a laptop as of now, you can connect this cable to your computer and laptop. Every computer and laptop have one NIC card. It is called network interface card. So every laptop and every NIC card has this network interface card, and we connect our cable on this network interface card. Okay, I'll just show you network interface card in a better picture actually. Let us see here. Yeah, it will be like this. You can check on your machine. So a network interface card, it is also known as local area network card. It will be like this. So the cable that you have seen right on, that is your UTP cable. That cable will be connected on this particular port, and this is called NIC card, network interface card. Okay, so when you see backside of your desktop, you will see this ports there. Some ports may differ, but normally in all the computers we have HDMI port, USB port, sound port, and this VGA port. Okay, and see, this is your LAN port. You can see clearly it is written as LAN port. So if this LAN port is available on your computer, and if the LAN port is working on your computer or a laptop, that means this computer can be connected to internet, and this computer can be connected to the company's network. If this LAN port is not working, the computer will work. We can do everything on computer, but this computer cannot be connected to the internet, or the computer cannot be connected to the network. Remember, we have seen this network. These are the networks here. So we can see all the cables are coming here. So where that cable is connected on your computer, that cable is connected on your computer on this particular port. This is called LAN port. So which cable will be connected there? We connect our UTP cable. Okay, now we have one more cable. It is called fiber optic cable. First, let us see how the fiber optic cable looks. Okay, it's a very yeah, I have this photo, right? See, we can see clear presentation is here. It's a very neat photo. So this is the cable, and someone is inserting that cable into your computer or laptop NIC card. That's it. Okay, coming to the fiber optic cable, that is the second cable we use in our computer networks, and that fiber optic cable is this. Okay, there is a message here like Cat6 cable used on CCTV cameras. No, CCTV cameras, Cat5 cable is more than enough. We can use Cat6 cable also. The difference between Cat5 cable and Cat6 cable is how much data they can carry. So Cat6 cable is much faster. It can carry more data compared to Cat5 cable. So it is not specially designed for CCTV here. It is designed for the computer networks. We can connect between two servers, two switches, or two computers, or between computer and server, computer and switch. Okay, so it is not specially designed for CCTVs. It is specially designed for actually computer networks, but we can use in CCTV cameras also. Okay, so fine. So this is a fiber optic cable that you see right now on your screen. Let us see one more photo. Yeah, these are the fiber optic cables, guys. Now, the difference between a UTP cable and fiber optic cable is, you know, UTP cable, it can carry your data up to 100 meters. I repeat again, UTP cable will carry your data up to 100 meters. 100 meters is how much? 100 meters is like, suppose from ground floor to like maybe 6th or 7th floor, or maybe like approximately 7th floor. That is around 100 meters. Okay, so you can carry, it will carry data up to 100 meters only. That's it. There is a capacity. Whether it is Cat5 cable or Cat6 cable, the capacity, the range is up to 100 meters. But coming to this fiber optic cable that you see right now on your screen, this cable can carry your data up to some hundreds of kilometer. UTP cable only 100 meter. Fiber optic cable, it can carry your data up to hundreds of kilometers, guys. I'm saying kilometers. That means there can be only one cable between a city like Chennai and Bangalore. Only one cable can carry your data between these two cities. So this is your UTP cable. But 90 to 95% cases, guys, we use UTP cable in our companies. 90 to 95% cases. So if UTP cable has this many disadvantages, why we are using UTP cable in 90 to 95% cases? There are certain reasons. One reason is like, you know, UTP cable is more cheaper compared to the fiber optic cable. That is one reason. Second reason is whatever speed, whatever bandwidth UTP cable supports, that is more than enough within our company. And the third main reason here is the devices that we have right now in our companies are for our personal use. Most of the devices, 97-98% cases devices, they will support UTP cable only. 2-3% devices, or maybe around 4 to 5% devices, they will support UTP port, UTP cable, as well as this fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cable is very costly, okay, compared to UTP. Of course, it can carry data up to like hundreds of kilometers. But what about these ports here actually? Can we see these ports on our computer and laptop? Right now, these ports are not available on 95% devices. These ports are available only on some special devices like special servers, like high configuration servers, high configuration routers, and high configuration switches. But overall, these ports are not available on any other devices. So see, you can see clearly the fiber optic ports are connected here, and you can see they are connected to some special device. Maybe that is a switch actually. So there it is connected. But like I said, 90% cases, 95% cases, which cables we use in our company? We use UTP cable. So we are not using fiber optic there. We are simply using UTP cable. These are the UTP cables again. I'll zoom in again. Just see that. Yeah, you can see all the switches here, and some more ports are still free here. Okay. So a cable can be UTP cable or fiber optic cable. So UTP cable is used in 95% cases, or maybe 97% cases, and fiber optic cable is used around like 2 to 3% cases. because fiber optic ports are not available on every device, and that much speed is not needed in our company. So why company should spend that much money? Okay, and it has some other disadvantages also. So that is the reason we go with UTP. So UTP cable normally they call it as Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable. Cat means actually category. Category 5 cable, category 6, category 4, category 7 is also there. So it is called category. Okay, so fine. I hope you understood what we have discussed today. It was a very simple class. It was the first networking class. It was very simple and the very basic. So we have seen what is a computer network and what is computer networking. So I repeat again, computer network is just a connection. Computer networking is installation, configuration, and administration. So a device will not work until and unless we configure something in the device. Or a device will work according to our configuration. I can put in this way also. A device like a server, a router, a computer, a switch, a firewall, these devices will work according to our configuration, according to the administrator's configuration. Okay, so network is connection, networking is configuration. Fine. Then we have seen like how we make connections. So connections are possible by using wire as well as by using wireless. But again, wireless has its own disadvantages. So majority of companies they go with wire. It is not majority. 95% is like close to like 100%, right? So still 95% companies go with the cable, and out of these companies again 90 to 95% companies they go with UTP cables only, or maybe more than 95% companies they go with UTP cable, because that UTP cable is more than enough for our network. Fiber optic ports are not available everywhere, so for that reason they go with UTP cable. I'll just try to show you one more very big network actually. Where is that network? Some people they are trying to establish a computer network. Yeah, see, this is a huge network. What you see here are switches, and what you see these black color boxes are called racks actually, and these people are making networks there. If I zoom in, see, this is your UTP cable, and these are the switches. Every switch has 48 ports, 1 2 3 4 5. So here only we can connect approximately 250 devices. What we see here like 5 switches, we can connect approximately 250 devices. So see how many switches they are connecting, and they will add some more devices here. So this network is a very big network. Some thousands of computers are connected on that network. Some hundreds of servers will be connected there. Hundreds of switches are already available there. Okay, so again in a network like this also they are using this UTP cables. Hopefully after like 4 to 5 years or 3-4 years, maybe we will get fiber optic port on our laptop and computer also after like 4-5 years. But as of now, we have only UTP cables on 99% cases, 99% laptops and computers. Okay guys, so this is something about a computer network. So I hope you're feeling more comfortable about a network now, because like I said you, before we enter into the administration part, the basics should be more clear so that the administration part looks more interesting. Okay, so yeah, of course there is a question here like, can we use a repeater in UTP cable? Like suppose for example there are two computers in your setup, and these two computers they are like 180 meters apart. 180 meters. How many meters your cable will carry data? It will carry data only up to like 100 meters, right? So if there are 180 meters apart, you know what they do? After 100 meters, they use a device called a repeater. Okay, so this is one device called repeater. So what this repeater will do? Repeater will take your signals after 100 meters and it will carry forward your signals for next 100 meters. So this device is called repeater. See here, it's again a very easy example. So the total distance is 200 meters between computer and server. So what they do in between, they use a small device called repeater. So by using this repeater, the repeater will forward your data for next 100 meters. This also we will see when we go with CSN actually, but Just the question came, so I'm just showing you the repeaters here. And again, this is not rocket science, guys. Repeater means just take a device. You can see there is input and output. So just connect your cables and khalas. Switch on the repeaters, it will work. So the making physical connection is not a complicated thing. Making physical network is always easy. The main thing that we need to learn in this networking courses is the installation, configuration, and administration. Okay, fine. So anything else, guys? Any other question from today's session, or whatever questions are there from like MCSC CNA, because there are some new people joined today and this is the first networking class. So I just want to make some things clear here, like, the classes will be recorded classes first of all. So whatever classes we take, after finishing the class, maybe next day morning, you will get all the recorded classes, recorded sessions, each and every session. If you attend the class, or for some reason if you miss any one or two classes, you will get all the recorded classes to you directly. That is one thing. Second thing is, I have created some documents. I have created some lab manuals actually, so I'll be sharing those books with you. Okay, so whatever we are learning, most of the things are written there theoretically as well as practically, so no need to worry. I'll share some softwares also with you so that you can do some practicals in your home. Okay, the fourth thing here is, asking a question is like, the top priority for you. When we discuss a particular topic, if I keep on like, shouting in a way, I'm like shouting here. If you're not asking any question, I feel like I'm shouting here, right? Because I don't know whether you are able to understand or not. So whenever there is a doubt in whichever topic, feel free to stop me and send me a message or talk to me over the microphone. So whenever there is a doubt, just clear your doubt. Maybe this doubt is there with you as well as the same doubt is there with some other person. So this question, the question answer session is useful for all the people actually. Okay, so make sure you just clear your doubts. Okay, and the last thing is, we are not only learning the administration part here, we are not only learning how to configure servers and routers and switches here, we are preparing ourselves for job and we are preparing ourselves for interviews. We should know how they use this particular concept in company, what scenarios will be there in company. All these things we need to see. And the most important one is, we are preparing ourselves for interview also. I have prepared many questions actually, interview question and answers. But when you go to interview, you should not answer the question like a definition. If you answer a question like definition, there is majority of chance that you will not get the job, or against a 90% cases you will not get a job. So whenever you face the interview, if the person is asking you something, you should answer that in a general language, like you are explaining something to some person. Okay, you should not use the definitions. Okay, in some cases we can use, but majority of cases you should simply explain that particular topic. So what I do here is, I just make sure you will be ready for interviews once you finish your course. So when we learn a topic, once we finish a topic, then we will see, okay, this topic how we use in companies and what interview questions will come from this so and so topic. So all these things we have to see in our classes. So like this, we need to make our classes more interesting, because 35 days is a huge time, 35 to 37 days. So daily 1 hour classes will be there, 1 hour 10 minutes classes will be there. So we should make our classes more interesting, so that once you finish our class today, you should be waiting for next class. So like this, we need to conduct our classes. I'm ready to spend some extra time with you. I'm ready to clear your doubts. You should be ready with some extra time. Some days we can take our class till 1 hour 30 minutes, because if there are many questions, we need to address all the questions. So it may take some extra time. So I'm ready to sacrifice something from my side. You should be ready to spend some extra time with me. That is the only thing I need from you. Okay, so that was the class for today, guys. So I just wait here for 30 more seconds in case if you still have anything to say, anything to ask. Hopefully we can clear everything, then we can stop the session for today. And like I said, this was the first introduction class, first networking class. So in coming 2-3 classes, we will see more about basic things like servers, installation, networks, and all those things. Then we will enter into the administration part. Okay, so I'll be here for 30 more seconds. So over to you now. Okay, fine. So no issues, no doubts. Fine, that's good. So tomorrow again the class will be at same time, and I guess tomorrow also the link will be same. So the link will be same for like couple of days maybe. So after like 2-3 days you will get a permanent link. So till that time the link will be same, or the link may change, I'm not sure. But once like after 3-4 classes they will provide a permanent link. So by using that permanent link we can connect to the class every day. Okay, so like I said I'll just repeat for the last time for today. You'll be getting the recorded classes. Every class you will get next day, or maybe like within 3-4 hours. I'm saying next day because this is the last classes. Maybe there is no one to like send you the videos like late night 2 a.m 1 a.m something. So hopefully next day early morning you'll get recorded classes. Okay, you will get the documents from me, and you will get the softwares, whatever softwares you need for practicals. So we'll just make sure like we learn something properly in next 35 days. We can learn, like we can say like, okay, we have the knowledge and the concept of server administration, and we can work as a Windows server administration in any company. That much we can do. Okay. Okay, Nitin, I got your message actually, so no issues. So just take the message, take the documents. Okay, so thank you guys, thanks for joining, and see you tomorrow again at same time 9 p.m with some new topic. Okay, take care and bye bye.